Coming up, I'm gonna make a simple fabric gift bag and you're gonna love it for the upcoming holidays.
Look at the time, where does it go? So much to craft, so much to sew.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
I swear I can sew a straight line. Got me my buddy who can do it in no time. Hit the pedal to the metal, watch the stitches fly. That's my buddy, it's always by my side. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching our dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah, together we mend. Nothing is better than my sewing friend. So let me sew to my heart's content, stitching away till the fabric gets spent. Hypnotized, up and down the needle goes. Thread leaves the bobbin, so does my woes. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching our dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah, together we mend. Nothing is better than my sewing friend.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, gifted crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. It is yet another day here in our little studio here, and we're only a week away from Christmas, guys. So lots of things to get done and lots of things to get ready for. Alrighty, if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Nancy with Gifts HQ, and this is a channel where we just do everything crafting, from knitting, crocheting, we've got decoupage, we've got embroidery, we've got sewing, we've just got a little bit of everything, and we just like to kind of share all kinds of tips and tricks and demos and do little projects, and we have a, best of all, we have a fun time together. So if that's something that you're into, I hope I can get a little giggle with you in the morning to kind of brighten up your day and get you going. So hopefully that's something you're into. Go ahead and put your name in the chat. Say hello to everyone. We've got people that tune in from all over the place. Yes, Santa, we know Christmas is coming. Okay, let's see who we have with us this morning. From Tennessee, we have Bettina. Good morning to you. We've got Faker McFake from Louisiana. Good morning. Let's see, we've got Crafting on a Dime with Shay Shay. She's driving into work. Stay safe. Let's see, we've got Cindy Ball. Good morning to you. We've got Jaws Mom. Yeah, Lake Ridge, Virginia. Hope you're staying nice and toasty. Jenny Owens. Good morning to you. JBL from Alabama. We've got Lisa Lilly from Richmond, Illinois. And we've got Lori from Virginia as well. Boricua Sewing and Crafts. She's here with us today. We've got Robin's Quilt Basket. We've got Georgette. we've got Marilyn, we've got Deborah, also from Virginia, and we've got our friends from Canada. Yay! They're here with us today. Hey, Quilting with Harriet. Oh boy, very cold. Staying in bed. Well, stay nice and toasty, okay? Okay, we've got Deborah. She's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We've got Barbara. Good morning to you. We've got Sharon from Texas. Let's see here. Jackie Holman. Good morning. Let's see. Lori's from Western New York. Let's see. Chat kind of moving around on me. Melinda. Good morning. Flo from North Carolina. Becky from Central Texas. Let's see, Ken Hutchins, from East Texas. Oh, you're on your husband's iPad. Awesome. We've got Sue. Good morning to you. We've got Joyce and many, many others. Lady Bear. Good morning. Sassy Flo, and just so much more, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me this morning. I hope you guys have a fantastic time in this hour. So today's a little bit of a special day in this household because today is my son Herman's birthday. Yay! Yes. So happy birthday to my son Herman. I hope you have many, many more. And don't worry, we'll be giving you your gifts right after today's show. I usually have this little tradition that in the morning we do the little song and dance and the hugs and the kisses, and then we exchange the gifts. So we said, let's hold the gifts off until after so he can really enjoy it and we can watch him open it up and not be rushed, right? Yeah, so lots and lots of birthday wishes for him. An exciting day. We'll do a little bit of a celebration today for him. So it'll be lots of fun. And have the day off today, so I'm excited to kind of just relax a little bit and enjoy the day with him. Got to take the day off. It's his birthday. It's a special day. Okay, so a couple of other announcements that I have for you guys. For those of you who use Brother machines, specifically the Brother SE 1900, the Brother SE 1950, and the NS2750D, so 2750D. For those machines, Brother has just put out a new software update, so go ahead and check that out. You should have gotten a little email from them. If not, go to the Brother website, Brother-USA. They've got an update for your software on those particular machines for improved functionality in sewing. So make sure you go out there and update your little machines. I've got my SC 1900 behind me, so I'm definitely going to be doing an update sometime today. Alrighty, guys, first things first, let's get our toast because I think we've got some thirsty people out there. Alrighty, go ahead and grab yourself a cup of whatever it is that you have in the morning and go ahead and raise those glasses nice and high. We're going to give a little toast to my son Herman because it's his birthday. Yay! So we're going to go ahead and give a little toast to him. And I'm hoping he's going to have a fantastic day. I think he will. But it will be lots and lots of fun. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day as well. At least if you're working, let's hurry up and get that work day out of the way so we can get into our classrooms. Okay, nice and high, guys. Cheers. Hope you have a fantastic day. Now, if you don't have one, let me pour you your cup. How rude of me, right? Let's go ahead and pour that cup. Raise it nice and high and give yourself a little swivel. Oh, awesome. I had a little froggy in my throat, so let me grab another sip. Okay, so we've got our little drinks. Let's go grab some snacks. I see some people are going ahead and they are getting their coffee, but they may need something, maybe a little biscotti or something for their coffee. So let's go over to our food cart and we're gonna grab some snacks. You can have anything that you want. So let's go ahead and give a little bit of a stretch. We're gonna go ahead and walk on over to our little cart, and we've got everything in the cart, and I think there's some birthday cake in that cart too. So you can grab yourself a little piece. We've got a lot of birthday cake today. So go ahead and grab anything that you like. It's all virtual and it's all calorie free, and you're just gonna love everything in there. And don't forget to grab yourself some healthy stuff that's on that cart as well. Okay, there's the birthday cake, and yes, vanilla. He loves vanilla. He's like his mom. We love vanilla. So that's probably what we're gonna have today. Okay, we've got our snacks, and yes, Mr. Snowman, we know Christmas is coming. We gotta get going. He's gotta take his coffee to go. Okay, so we have a little project today that's gonna be a lot of fun, but I also have a couple of things that I got and I wanted to share with you guys. So before we do that, I got a little early gift. Do you want to see what it is? I was excited to get it. Well, Mr. H got it for me, but he just didn't know, right?
How thoughtful of me.
Yes, you're so thoughtful, and you gave it to me early because,
I don't know how I do
for
it.
me, since I have to work, I work in accounting, so it's very, year end, you're going to get very busy in January. You're not going to have a lot of time to play with your toys. So I get it a little bit early, and that way I can play with it a little bit before we go full blown into some serious work. Yeah, Mr. Snowman got iced coffee. Oh, yeah, I guess, right? He had to take it to go. He was really, really in a hurry. So I got myself here a big box, and are you guys ready to see this? I was so excited when I got it. Yay. Okay, this is it. Let me see if I can bring it up here because it's kind of big. I got, ta-da! The Janome extension table. Yay! I was super excited about this. This thing is huge. Oh my goodness. Like, if you ever had an extension or brought an extension table or a table insert for your table, if you've got those tables that go up and down, those sewing tables, these things are huge, and this is a really nice surface if you are doing like free motion quilting or any kind of quilting project. It really lets you lay it out. Let me just show you what it looks like. I'm going to pull it out here just so you guys can see it. Oh my goodness. It's just so big. Okay. Let me turn it around for you. Oh, yeah. This is a huge surface. So I was really excited, and it's got the little slot for you to open up so you have access to your bobbin area. I mean, this is huge. Very, very big. I really love how the surface is so cool. It's so big, and I'll be able to do all kinds of stuff. It has a little measuring area in the bottom. It's kind of hard to see because it's the same material as the actual table, and it's not, doesn't have any colors in it, so you can't really see it, but I can see it from here. I don't think you guys will be able to see it on the camera, but yeah, huge. Love that, right? Really love that. So definitely lots and lots of fun is going to be on this table. So Miss Molly's got a little buddy here, and we're going to be playing around with this over the weekend and see what I can do with the extension table. It's going to make things a lot more comfortable, and you've got all this extra space. So it's really, really a nice surface to have. And I ordered this. I should say Mr. H ordered it, right? So, I got this from sewing.
I don't know how I do it. I just don't know how I do it.
I know, right? You're so wonderful. And so for sewing parts online, I was able to order it online and it came in just perfect in a nice big box, and it's perfect. I really love this. This is really nice. Yeah, definitely. And they have all the different extension tables for all kinds of different machines. So sewing parts online, just go on there in their website, type in what machine you have, and then you can definitely order all kinds of parts. You know, if you're looking for just a little presser foot or maybe some part for your machine that you wanted to kind of get, they have everything on there. So it's pretty cool. And I was happy with this, and it fits really well here. Let me move this over. We're going to get to this in just a second, just so you can see what the areas looks like. So here's my Miss Molly over here. And when I slide, no, we're not going to wake her up. Not just yet. And so if I put it on here, look how big that surface is. I mean, oh my gosh, really, really big. She's got her little legs underneath here. I'd have to pop her out, but I'm just going to show you guys right here. I think that's amazing. So pretty cool. Can't wait to get her all set up and going. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Something that I can play with over the weekend. So thank you, Mr. H. Let's see if I can pull this to the side. I'm going to see if I can just slide her in the box for now. Yeah. So that was my little fun item. Let me put it back here so she's kind of out of the way. That was my little fun item. And then also I got a little package, and I have to see, let me see, do we have Heather on? Is she on today? I don't remember if I saw her, but if anything, she may be watching the replay. But we were doing an embroidery project, and I used painter's tape, and Heather suggested medical tape. I didn't have any on hand, and she went ahead and sent me a package with a whole box of medical tape. So thank you, Heather, if you're watching this. Really amazing. Thank you so much. Already started using them. These are great, and you know, that was just so sweet of you. So thank you. That was really, really sweet, and definitely something that I can use. So yes, thank you for that. Okay. All right. So I think that was everything that I wanted to make sure I remembered to tell you guys. So now go ahead and grab your Christmas fabrics or any kind of other fabrics, because we're going to make this really fun project. So let's see. Phil says you can also see your local Janome dealer to get a table. Yes, support local. So yeah, so they can stay in business. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, great idea. And hey, Chris, good morning to you. All right. So let's go ahead, grab your Christmas fabrics. I just grabbed a couple here that I have on hand, and I just wanted to show some of these really quick. Let's see if we can get the dust cam going. So we're going to be making a little gift bag, and we're going to be using some fabric that I had in my stash. So here's one, and these are just different ones that I wanted to kind of just show you. So here's a fabric that is all over the place. Has a very pretty design, but it is facing this way, so it is non-directional. So any way that you make the little fabric bag, it doesn't matter, because it's going to look fine since the design is kind of all over the place. Versus using something like I did, which is a directional fabric. So on this particular fabric, all of the designs are facing down. So you have to make sure that you orient it the correct way. That way all of your fabric you can basically read all of the designs on your fabric, and they're facing the right way. So just wanted to point that out. Or you can just pick out a fabric that is kind of like an all over design, or doesn't really have a specific design. It's just kind of all over. And I think this is a beautiful fabric as well. This can make it very, very elegant. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Not sure if you guys can see that. It's got a little shimmer and shine. So it's a very beautiful fabric. Got this some time ago, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous on here. There is the information for the designer. Let's see if I can, well, I think you can see it from here. So Liz Goodrick, very, very nice. Love that one. Yeah, I love all the colors too. Yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. So whether you're making something very elegant like this, or if you want to use something that has a directional fabric, or something that's non-directional, that's kind of with a design going all over the place, this particular project can handle all three types of fabrics that you want to use. So grab something from your stash and let's get going on this project. Okay, let's see here. We're going to start off with a piece of fabric, and I'm just going to use...
Did you show them what you're going to make?
Oh, that's right. I forget.
Yeah.
Let me just show you what it's going to look like. So on here, we've got this little fabric gift bag, and this is perfect if you are going to a dinner party or something and you want to bring a nice little bottle of wine or something like that. I'm not really one that promotes drinking. I don't really like it as much. However, you can get a beautiful, beautiful bottle of olive oil. Or if you have a sewing buddy and you want to give her something really neat, you can get a whole roll of stabilizer and put it on here. Wouldn't that be cute? Just wrap it up in a gift bag. I'm sure that they would appreciate it. Or you can get some really beautiful candles and put that in the gift bag. There's so many different things that you can put on here. Any round, kind of long-ish, you know, objects can fit in these bags. So it's really neat. I don't know what ideas you guys may have, but you can fit all kinds of things in this gift bag. And this particular project that we're doing is going to allow you to keep the ribbon, and we're going to sew the ribbon in the seam of the bag. So a lot of times people will do a casing, kind of like for a drawstring, and they will feed the ribbon there, and then you can do it that way. That's one way to do it. Yeah, sparkling cider, absolutely, Leslie, definitely. That would be another great thing to do, right? But you can kind of do it with the ribbon inside the casing, and then you can take the ribbon on and off and swap them out. In this particular one that we're doing today, the ribbon is going to be in the seam line. So it's kind of a permanent fixed in here, so you don't have to worry about losing the ribbon, right? Don't we all just kind of have it and you take it off and you lose the ribbon, and then you got to find a ribbon to go with it. This one is right in the seam, so you can't get lost, and it'll be there every single time, which I thought was pretty neat. So let's go ahead and make this because it's so simple to do. This is a really easy project. So I'm going to set this over to the side. I mean, it's just a really perfect little way to kind of dazzle something up. If you have a little gift, not sure where you can put it, you know, you can do something like that. Or if you have one of those really long dollies, you know, maybe it didn't come in a box or a case, you can put the dolly inside and have the little arms sticking out. Wouldn't that be cute? So it's just perfect for the holidays. So I wanted to go ahead and do something like that. And it's just so easy to do. So let's take a look here. We've got a piece of fabric here, and I'll tell you the measurements on the fabric, whether you're using directional or non-directional. I decided to just go ahead and do the directional one so you guys can see how that would be put together. Oh, maybe a special favorite coffee creamer or coffee syrup. Yes, my husband's a huge he's a huge fan of coffee creamers, and so is my mom. They love their stuff. My mom loves her Dunkin' Donuts. She's got to have the coffee creamer Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what we put in our coffee these days, right? So yeah, that is absolutely a wonderful idea for that one. Okay, So I'm going to go ahead and give you the measurements for this one. I cut out my fabric at 12 by 18 inches. That is good enough to give you one bag. And you've already seen the size of the bag. It's a pretty decent size and it will hold up really well. So if you wanted to make it a little bit smaller, you can just adjust the measurements as you go along. Okay, so really easy. Just one piece of fabric is all you have to cut out, and then you're going to need your coordinating ribbon. So I decided to go with this ribbon right here. Pick this up at Hobby Lobby, guys, after Christmas. Once Christmas is over, run to your Hobby Lobby store because they have everything on sale. They already have some sales on there, and you can get some beautiful ribbons. I've got a whole box full of ribbons, and you can just make some beautiful projects with it. So here's one that I was able to do. It is a fabric ribbon, and it's got some wires on the edges, so that helps me out to kind of just, you know, puff it up and make it look really pretty, and it'll hold its shape. And then I just hold it in place with a little pin here so it doesn't unravel on me. So great way to store that. So these are the 2 items that you need. And then of course your little sewing machine, and you'll be all set to go. Okay, so first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab our fabrics. I want you to turn it to the wrong side of the fabric facing up. And then I want you to take the top of your fabric. If you're using the directional fabric, you want that top fabric, and you want to fold it about 3 inches from the top. So go ahead and just measure out about 3 inches. Doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to go ahead and fold this down 3 inches. And this is going to be the top of your fabric bag. And so we want to have no raw edges on the top, so it's going to have a nice pretty finish up here. And then if you want, you can go ahead and grab your pins. Just go ahead and pin that into place. And then we're going to head over to Miss Molly over here, and we're going to just sew a little seam to kind of hold her down. Now, if you have a machine that has little decorative stitches, you can definitely do that, because we're going to be sewing the seam all the way on the bottom here. So we're just going to go all the way across, all the way down to seal that up. Okay. Now that does leave this open, but we're going to cinch that in the end when we close the whole thing together. So for right now, go ahead and do a seam right on the bottom. If you want to do a decorative stitch, again, you can do that from the front side, depending on the fabric that you have, if you want to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and use a plain white thread. It's really not going to show much on here, so I'm fine with that. Okay. So let's wake up Miss Molly, shall we? Yes, we've got elves all over the place. Everyone's reminding us about Christmas. You know, my son's birthday is always kind of like the indicator panic button. Oh boy, not only is it his birthday, but you've only got a week to go for Christmas. So he gets really excited because it's kind of like he gets an early gift, right? Because he gets his birthday present. You have to have birthday and Christmas separate. We cannot commingle the two, right? So you definitely want to make sure he gets that, but it's almost like he gets to play a little bit early with his little gifts. So I love that for him. All right, so I am lining this up against my foot right here. I'm just going about a 1/4 inch. You can go a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. It really doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to leave my pin just kind of holding my little ends together. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to sew all the way across. There we go. I don't have to back stitch or anything like that. It's really not necessary. Now I'm going to remove my pins here. And there we go. Very nice in the front. Totally fine with the way that looks. And you can see all of this fray going on the sides. I don't have to worry about that. I really don't, because it's not going to show. We're going to do a seam. It's going to take care of all of that. Okay, so let me just plug in my iron here and get her going nice and hot. Let's see here. We'll move her over and we'll just use the small ironing board. That'll be just fine. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a press, just so I can kind of seal this and make this a little bit more defined, because it's not ironed, you know, it's not really defined on the top, but it really doesn't matter. If you can't get your iron on, it will look totally fine too. I just like to kind of give it that little bit of a pressed look. And then I want to go ahead and make sure I don't have any wrinkles or anything on my fabric on here. I've already pre-pressed it earlier, but I did fold it up again. So now I've got that little fold line, and that's going to bug me. So I'm going to go ahead and iron it again. Oh, Chris says her son's birthday is the 12th of December. Oh, when he was little, he got gifts the whole month. Yeah. Now he got kids, and so things are a little different. Yeah. You know what's funny is usually, since my son's birthday is today, that's usually done around right before the holiday break when they were in school. And so when they get to that holiday break, they were already kind of having a party. And so they always had like an extra thing because it was Herman's birthday too. So it almost felt like they were having this huge party. It was, you know, just for him because it was his birthday. But it was pretty neat that they always, you know, he was able to kind of celebrate his birthday and then also celebrate the fact that they are going on Christmas break. You okay over there?
I'm trying to survive.
He's surviving. Okay. All right. I think my iron's nice and hot. Let's go ahead and give this a quick press. I'm not even going to use my clapper or anything. It's totally fine. And then I like to kind of reinforce the seam with the heat. I'm going to get rid of this little bit of a, not wrinkle, I guess a wave, because I had it folded. Little threads here and there. So just give it a quick little press. Okay, and you're going to see how simple this is, guys. Okay, so now that we have this all pressed, let me move this to the back here. Actually going to put it this way. All right. Okay, now what I want you to do is grab your ruler. Okay, and I'm going to face this towards you. So we've got our little seam that we put here. We folded it. This is the top of the bag. I want you to take your ruler and I want you to measure from the bottom of the bag up to the top. And I want you to grab your ribbon because we're ready to kind of put that ribbon and put it into place. And so the width of the ribbon is totally up to you. You want to make sure that you have enough to go around the bag, right? So you could kind of just measure it this way, but then it also depends on the bow and you tying the bow, so you need a little bit extra. Now, what I ended up doing was measuring about 44 inches on my ribbon. That's a lot more than you need, but I like to go a little bit bigger, have extra, and then trim it off as I go. So let me try to kind of measure this here. Got Miss Molly kind of in the way. Let's see, that's about 36 more or less. 7, 3, 8, or 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So about here. It doesn't have to be exact, guys. And then just go ahead and grab your scissors and cut that piece off. Okay. All right. Let me just put this away. And I'm going to put this and pin it in here so it doesn't unravel on me. Okay. So we have our nice little piece of ribbon. What I want you to do is go ahead and line up those edges and fold it in half. Okay. So we're lining up this two right here. And we're just going to fold that right in half like that, okay? I want you to take the folded edge of your ribbon, so right where the fold is, and I want you to put it down in your fabric here. Now we're measuring about, I believe it was 10.5 inches from the bottom. So we can go ahead and put our ribbon right at the 10.5 inch mark. Now, if I do 10.5 inches from the top, it's going to be too short, and I'm not liking that. I want to have some space on the top. So I go about 10.5 inches. That's going to leave about, let's see, 3.5 inches or so on the top of the bag. So let me show you what I mean. So when I say that, we're basically putting the ribbon here so that you have enough space on the top here to kind of gather together, okay? So you want to make sure that you have that spacing. Now, if you don't want it to be this wide, you could definitely move the ribbon up. It's going to be a little bit shorter on the top if you want it to do that, or if you want to give yourself some more space, just move it towards the bottom. So this measurement here, I'm going at about 10.5 inches, but you can move this ribbon up or down depending on the size that you want your bags. If you want a smaller bag, you're probably going to cut a little bit off the bottom and then just measure where you want the ribbon to go. Okay, so again, 10.5 inches on here, and this is the top of my ribbon, and that's where I'm going to leave it. So I think that's a perfect place to go. So I'm going to take my ruler, move that off to the side, make sure that my folded edge is here on the fabric, and then I'm going to just grab my pin and I'm going to go ahead and just pin that in place. So I don't want that to move very much. Matter of fact, I'm going to move my pin over a little bit more so that I don't have to move it again, because I'm going to be doing a seam right here. Now I want to go ahead, and what you want to do is take the rest of your ribbon, just kind of fold it over and kind of just fold it out of the way. And then I like to just grab a little pin here and just gather it together. I'm not pinning it to my fabric. I'm just gathering it so it stays nice and together here. Let me move that ruler out of the way so you don't have that glare. So this is what we have so far. Let's take it over to the desk cam so you guys can get a closer look. And I want to make sure that you guys are seeing this correctly, because the rest is going to be really easy. So again, we went 10.5 inches from the bottom, right? From here to the top of my ribbon to the bottom is 10.5 inches. I pinned that in place, and then I just took the rest of the ribbon and I just pinned it in place so that it's out of the way. I don't want this in my way when I am sewing this, okay? And so this top area here is what you're going to have on the top of your bag that's going to gather together. So if you don't want it to be this big, you can certainly adjust your ribbon to be a little bit higher, and so you'll have less on the top that's gathering, okay? But it's totally up to you how big or small you want this bag. Just adjust the sizing as you go. So that's what's really nice about this pattern, is you can really just kind of change it up for whatever it is that you are gifting. So if you have your bottle of olive oil or that sparkling water, you can definitely measure the bottle to make sure it's going to fit this size. If not, you can adjust it. If you need it to be a little bit smaller, you would just cut from the bottom, because you've already sewn this on the top. Okay, so just adjust it for whatever size product you have. And then all you need to do at this point is, we're just about done. All you have to do is take this side of your fabric and just put it right on top. And so you're just going to fold this right over here and meet the two raw edges together. And so here we are. We're going to fold this here on top, and I'm going to line up, starting on my top, I'm going to line these two edges together. And then I'm just going to pin that in place, because I want this to stay nice and flush here. So I'll pin that here, and then I'll just continue to go down and pin the rest of these. So I'm just lining up my raw edges. There's where my ribbon is. I'm just gonna pin it right underneath that so that stays in place. And then over to the end, you want to go ahead and pin that in place. Okay. Let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, that's about it. And then, of course, we're going to be sewing the bottom as well. So go ahead and put a little pin there if you'd like on that. Okay. So now we can bring it over to our sewing machine. You can start on the bottom, work your way up to the top. I prefer to do it the other way because what you want to make sure that comes out really nice is that top area. You don't want to start from the bottom and then your fabric shifts on you and you're going to have one side longer or taller than the other, right? You don't want that to happen. So try to start on the top of your project and work your way down, because if the fabric shifts on you, you have room to kind of hide all of that. All of those little mistakes, the puckers, the whatever it is that goes on, you can hide that on the bottom and no one is going to see it. So make sure that you start on the top and make sure everything is nice and lined up, and then go ahead and bring it over to your sewing machine. So let me grab Miss Molly here. And we're gonna line her up. Let me bring this over here. And I've got the two edges, raw edges here, meeting together. Okay, you guys can see that. And then we're just gonna line her up. You can do about 1/4 inch. If you wanna do a 1/2 inch, you can do that as well. It really doesn't matter what your seam allowance is. So I went ahead and removed my pin. Now I can go ahead. You can backstitch, but you really don't need to. But I'm gonna go ahead, but you can, if you think you're gonna be pulling and tugging on this top thing, maybe your product's gonna be a little bit tight, then go ahead and backstitch just to reinforce it, okay? And then we're just gonna take this seam all the way down. Now, if you didn't do a perfect cut, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you are grabbing your backside, your ribbon, and your top, right? Make sure that that's all coming together. So we've got a little bit of bulk there going on. And then I've got my pin coming up here. Okay. And I want to make sure everything is getting picked up on the machine. So let me remove my pin and hold on to my fabric. Okay, now when you get towards the end, you can do a pivot and then go ahead and do it that way, or you can just run it off and then cut your threads and then go ahead and sew the other way on the bottom end. You can do the pivot, that makes it a little bit easier, but I'm just going to go ahead and turn it. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and set this up again, making sure you're grabbing both ends, right? We want to make sure we get that bottom fabric and make sure that you're going ahead and doing the seam. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to do a little bit more than 1/4 inch, and that's totally fine. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure, see, I've got this ribbon right down here, kind of had it out of the way. So I want to make sure that I don't sew that together, right? Make sure that ribbon is out of the way. There we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and scoot this over here. All right. So now we can go ahead and take out any pins that you may have. Now remember that we pinned our ribbon on the inside. So kind of peek inside and see if you can see that pin and you can take it out. so you don't stick yourself if you put your hand in there. I went ahead and I took it out just so it's out of the way. But what I wanted to do is just kind of move it up a little bit because we're not quite done yet. Now you can go ahead and turn this inside out and it'll be totally fine, but I think I want to box some corners. What do you think? And I think this is a perfect opportunity to do that. It gives you more of a boxed look in the end. It makes it a little bit easier for you to go ahead and put your item in here. If I can find the little box here, you can barely see it because of the design, but it's somewhat down here and you have a nice little box corner. It just gives you that little bit of extra room, gives it a little bit more of a professional finished look. But you can totally leave it like this, turn it inside out and you'll be good. But I'm going to go ahead and do the boxed corners. So I want you to go ahead, and what we're going to do is go ahead and turn your fabric to the side where the seam is. And I want you to pull on the two fabrics. Just gently pull them apart just like that, okay? And you'll notice that when you pull it apart on the little corner, it's going to form like a little triangle right here, okay? What we're going to do is box our corners. So pull them over, right? And you can pull both sides. We're going to do both sides. And when you pull it, the seam naturally wants to kind of fold in, which is totally fine because that's what it's going to end up doing in the end. But we're going to start with one side at a time. So go ahead and pull it. And then you're going to form that little triangle, okay? Once you have that triangle, you're going to kind of set your bag onto the side. And I want you to put your hand in here. And I want you to try to just see where that center is. And just kind of lay your fabric on the side like this. It makes it a little bit easier for you to see things. And I want you to grab your ruler here, and we're just going to measure about 1.5 inches from the tip of your little triangle. We're going to measure about 1.5 inches, and then we're going to go ahead and use our little marking pen or whatever it is that you have. Let's see, I've got a little pencil somewhere here. That'll be just fine for me. You're just going to make a little bit of a mark. So we're going to measure 1.5 inches from that tip of the triangle. And when I do this here, I want to make sure that my both sides are kind of together. I don't want to have one triangle like this and one triangle like that, right? No, we don't want this to happen, okay? Let me put this on the gray side. You can see this a little better. So you don't want to have something like this. You want your two triangles to be lined up, so you have both sides, okay? So just try to line it up as best as you can, making sure that they are even with each other, and then go ahead and take the ruler and measure at about 1.5 inches from the tip of your triangle. And I want you to go ahead and draw a line going across. Okay, so just take your little marking pen, whatever it is, draw that little line. I think this pencil is not going to work for me. I'm just going to grab a little marker. It's really not going to matter. You're not going to see it. So just grab a little marker. That way you guys could see the line. And then I want to flip this over. And I want to do the same thing on the other side. So 1.5 inches again. Go ahead and mark it. Okay. And do a little check. Move your fabrics to the side and just check that the line that you drew on one side is carrying over, and you have your line, it's lining up to the line on the other side. If it's not, just kind of redraw it so that it is, because you want them to be the same. You don't want to have one boxed corner bigger than the other. You want them to be all lined up. Okay, there we are. So we've got our little line here. Let me bring this to the desk cam so you guys can see that really quickly. There we go. So we've got our line that we drew here, and it lines up with the line on the other side here. So just so you can see that see how it's kind of coming apart right there, but it's got one seamless line going all the way around. So make sure you have that. That way your box corners will be nice and even. And then we're just going to take this to our sewing machine. So bring Miss Molly back over here. Let's go ahead and grab one side here. I'm going to just put a little pin on one end just so it doesn't move on me. Make sure they're still lined up nicely, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew right on that line. Go. And that's all you're doing there. And then you're just going to flip it over. And we're going to bring this here, kind of do an eyeball check, see where you drew that, you sewed that seam. Make sure it's still on that line. I'm going to remove this pin. No longer need it. And I'm going to flip this over to get this one out of the way, so I only have this top little triangle. That's all I'm going to sew. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew right on that line. Okay, so we've got that. We've sewed right on the line. Good to go. And we're just about done. So now just take your project and grab your scissors, and I want you to just snip off just about, leaving about a quarter inch from that seam line. So bring us over to our desk cam so you guys can see that right from here. All we're going to do is cut about a quarter inch right there. Okay, so we're going to cut it just like that, just leaving that. Okay, and then do the same thing on the other side. Just go ahead and snip that piece off. You don't need all of that bulk. And there you go. So you've got that little bit that you're taking off. Okay, and that's it. Now you're here. We're going to grab the bottom of the bag and turn this inside out. Let's see, I think I still have a pin here. So I need to be careful, but I will grab it on the other side. Okay, there's that pin. Let me take that off. And I got some threads to cut here and there. Just need to trim it up. Make sure you get all those threads and you kind of cut off all those little threads that are hanging around. And get those out of the way. Lots of fraying on this one here. Here we go. Okay, got all those annoying little threads out of the way. I'm going to reach in and I'm going to go to those boxed corners and I'm just going to poke them out here with my hand. You can grab a little chopstick or anything that you have, that little purple thing. Go ahead and kind of do those little box corners. And you can see here, now we've got our little boxed corner here on the end. And it's lined up with my seam line here on the side. So it gives that nice professional finish here on the end. So once I have this in place, you can see here, you've got it kind of standing up here. Looks like a really good size. And then you've got your ribbon that's worked into the seam. So now you're able to kind of just open up your ribbon and wrap it around the bag, and then we can go ahead and tie it, right? So go ahead and grab anything that you'd like, whatever that project is that you're gonna have in here. Let's see if I can grab a little roll here. I think I have, yep. Little stabilizer interface right here. I'm just gonna stick that in here because wouldn't that be a cute little gift for someone? Right, I'll go ahead and put that in here and that gives it that really nice look. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie this up here. Okay, so any round little object, the little sparkling water, anything that you're going to gift, go ahead and put it inside and then go ahead and do your little bow tie. So bringing the little bows together here, and then I can go ahead and give it a little tie. Now, if you have some scissors. What you can do also with the tail ends is you can go ahead and you can just give yourself some little ducktails, right? So there you go. And then you're going to have a little bit of extra. And this is why I like to kind of do it a little bit more. And you can definitely just now go ahead and cut your little ribbon here. Oh, Barbara says this is so cute. Oh, I missed it. Okay, do you have a question? No, this is so cute and a fast gift. Absolutely, really fast. Don't waste your money on those gift bags out there. Use up your fabric, right? And you can make really cute little gift bags for that. This is absolutely quick, easy. Anyone can do this, and you can do this really quickly. So really nice. Let's see. Any questions out here? This is fantastic. You love the stabilizer for the gift. Yeah, any sewing person would love it, right? Stabilizer, interface. You can buy a little roll, stick it in the gift. All of your sewing friends, they would appreciate it, and they will really love that gift. So cute way to give it to them, right? Other things that you can do is if you want to leave your tails nice and long, then you would do them a little bit longer, and you can embroider their names or something on here. That would be really cute. Cindy says you could gift your snowman that's behind you. Yes, his head would be peeking out. Yeah, that would be darling. Yes, you can definitely do that, or those little dollies or little teddy bears. You can kind of stick them here. I would just probably make it a little bit shorter, but wouldn't that be cute? Any of those little plush little animals or things like that you're gifting, you can have them peeking out from the top. That is an awesome idea, Cindy. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and you can make this, you know, as elegant with some really beautiful ribbons that they have out there. You can dazzle it up. You can make your ribbon, really customize the ribbon by adding names here, or you can add some smaller ribbon to give it a little bit more definition, or maybe you want to add some decorative stitches. Like we did on our last project where we were making the ribbon and kind of customizing it. You can do a little bit of that in this project as well and really make the ribbon stand out. Now, if you're doing the little ducktails, remember ducktails, you just have to line up your edges right here, grab your scissors, and then go ahead and cut to the corner. And that's going to give you the nice little ducktail right there. And then you'll want to do that, do the same on the other side. So I would just kind of measure it here. Now that I have this all ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and line this up as well. And I'm able to trim off this extra piece here. And I just want to make sure that it is kind of the same size here. And then we'll go ahead and cut it. And there we go. I'll leave a little bit extra just so I can adjust. And so there you go. You've got your little ducktails on the end here, right? And it just makes a really cute little gift that you can give. Really, really simple and amazing. And we did it in less than an hour. And that's with me talking. So can you imagine how many of these you can make in an hour? I'm sure you guys can whip out a whole bunch of these and get them ready and kind of put them under your tree, right? It makes the, like all the presents under the tree with the different fabrics on here would be really adorable. Okay, so let's go over now to our inspirational quote of the day. All right, so for today's quote of the day is, sewing transforms fabric into meaningful symbols of appreciation. And that is definitely true because there's so many different fabrics out there, and you can do your favorite characters. You can get some of that licensed fabric, maybe your favorite football team or something like that. That would be truly amazing, and really customize it to the person that you're gifting it to. That would be really, really neat. Or you can keep it as Christmas fabric. Why not, right? We've got to do something with all that Christmas fabric, right? Awesome. Okay, let's see here. Any more questions on here that I can see in the chat? Nice hostess gift. Yes, absolutely. If you're going to a dinner party, that would be a nice hostess gift as well. Awesome. Okay. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's little tutorial, and I hope that you guys are able to make some of these. If you do, don't forget to post them on Facebook because I would really love to see it. Alrighty, guys, have a fantastic day, and I hope to be seeing you nice and toasty. And guess what? I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter-free. Hope your day is bright as can be. So long, my friends, till we craft once again. Bye now, stay crafting. See you tomorrow. So long, my friends, till we craft once again.